Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're going to take another look here at OP, seeing what's going on. Going to double check a few things here. We got some important stuff to talk about with some more recent resistance levels. And of course, this ascending trend, we could very well be ready for a breakout. So if you are new to the channel, welcome aboard. I hope you can learn something here today. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is the site. Link down below where you can learn to become just a little bit more consistent. We have some recent graduates doing very well. They're actually doing this full time right now, so be sure to check that out. Of course, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. Don't hesitate. Of course, I love to work with it. All generations of traders. Got a pretty dynamic group there, a few hundred members, and I can tell you it's been an awesome experience. Thank you again, everyone, for just being great parts of my life. Take a look here at 3.6. This is a heavy concentration liquidation above the price action. All the more reason why the price could continue further up due to the fact that we see 3.6 to 3.8 with a lot of liquidation and kind of a big gap, if you will, down as low as 2.6 to 2.8. So we're tremendously closer to the upper level of liquidation. Now, does that mean the price action is just going to shoot towards that? I have to say no every time because that's not the only reason why prices move in certain directions. However, that's generally a key level resistance, and liquidation at resistance levels occurs all the time. So we can see this right here, pretty heavy concentration just above that price action there. So just something to kind of be mindful of. It just means there's a statistical probability of price going up than down that's slightly higher, okay? Now taking a look here at the larger time frames, OP looks fairly strong here in the overall sense. Let me double check a couple of things first. We want to make sure we have enough volume. So we'll look at that here on smaller time frames, but for right now, we're below basically 3 out of the 4 moving averages. It's not a great sign. Doesn't mean it's going to just price going to just shoot down because of it, but generally speaking, we got some resistance above us, so we can't presume that OP will just take off. But we've retested this level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 times now, and it just makes sense for that level to break once you retest it multiple times. Okay, again, just kind of one of those things to think about. Money flow index is low, RSI is below 50, stochastic swinging up, MACD is trying to converge. Those are generally not like bullish signs, so we can't sugarcoat this, folks. The daily time frame doesn't look great. But again, the daily time frames typically have that look, right? They don't really tell you that we're just going to explode moving forward. They generally give you an understanding of what's going on in a big picture, which the big picture right now is not great. But what's the 4-hour tell us? Is it going to shift that momentum? Well, we're up over the 20-day SMA for the moment, which is a good sign generally. The same thing with the 50, of course, as well. We are over 50 on the RSI. Now, this isn't just one of those things where it peaks above when you just take a long position because of it, but generally being above 50 is a bullish sign. But the money flow index is trailing behind. I don't love that. Stochastic is swinging up, of course, which is nice, but more of a consolation. If we zoom out a little bit with this more recent time frame, this is since say February, end of February, 1st of March, we can see we have the most amount of volume at this 3.4, 3.5 range. So that is kind of the area that we're in right now. We're kind of retesting that lower 0.236 fib level and effectively trying to stay above that range. So good news is we're above that for the moment. We've held this range quite nicely. But the truth is it's also just a range, right? So we kind of look at this here, and we kind of combine these two here. A lot easier to see when I do this. This is somewhat of a range that we're stuck within, okay? That's not an exact science, of course, but it's roughly what we're looking at there, okay? So just going to keep that on the chart for later to pay attention. Take a look at the hourly. Let's confirm where we're at on the cloud. We want to make sure we're above the cloud before we take any trades, which we are. This is a fairly decent scenario. What I mean by that is we've consolidated about 4 hours above the cloud. That's kind of reaffirming the fact that we're over that moving average, the 200. However, the lagging span is not free and clear of the price action, and the conversion line's above the baseline. So we've got a lot of reasons why a long position might be viable if you consider taking profits quickly. What I mean by that is the macro doesn't tell us we have a good situation here for a breakout. However, smaller time frames tell us that we have potential for the price to retest this level here at about 3.6. And if it does, this upper level liquidation will shoot the price up to 3.8. That's commonly referred to as a short squeeze. It happens a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if the price comes up here, does one of these, and then just takes off. Or just does one of these and comes back down to retest as a new low. Either way, what I'm going to be looking for is a consideration for an entry at about 3.6, hoping to see a daily candlestick closure in that range or higher. Okay. Again, we've candle wicked out or candlesticked out 6 out of the last 7 days at this upper range. It's almost inevitable for it to break to the upside. So the statistical probability is very high. We go up, then we go down on OP today. That's the consensus. How high is hard to say. That's why from a swing trader's perspective, I'm going to wait for confirmation. If you're more of a day trader, the smaller time frame looks slightly more favorable. Okay. Again, we're above all this mess. That's a good sign generally, especially with Bitcoin kind of stabilizing at that, what, 65.5 range. So hopefully this made sense and I described this correctly. Please do me a favor, hit the like button before you close out. And of course, consider joining Bitunix, link down below. No KYC or VPN required exchange. Phenomenal exchange. We use them as a community, and you can go ahead and register with my link. Get some nice rewards. Of course, check them out in your own time. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. See you next one. Take care.